Good evening, Speed Gaming 3, and welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 5. We've got an invitational matchup tonight. We're looking at Team Go versus Team OKDUDE. We've got, for Team Go, Vortex of Doom and Shkoople, and for OKDUDES, we've got Hitsuyan and Ganon's Gone Wild. I am Radical Sniper 99, joined tonight by Kanto. How are you doing?
I'm doing fairly well. Yesterday's stream went pretty good, so I'm hoping to see some pretty good stuff today.
Yeah, we are into the third day of the season, so very, very early into a season, and week one. So co-op all dungeons. What's going to happen is you and your teammate are in a voice call with each other. You can talk. You can say what you found. The one thing you can't do is watch your teammate.
Yep, and the biggest thing is each team is going to know where certain things are, but we're going to see everything on the screen. We're going to be like, hey, you need to go over this way and stuff, and of course they're not going to hear us. So go figure.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm kind of looking at seeing Team Go getting the win here. What do you think?
I would not try to predict this race. I am too familiar with all four of these runners, and all four of them are just that talented. And technically, they're all my competition for the rest of the season. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm just simply going to be commentating, tracking here. I'm not good enough to race against anybody, so.
But yeah, I can tell you I've raced Vortex and Shkoople are what I would, they're friends of mine. I race them a ton. And I've definitely had Hitsu and GGW in tournament races in the past. So in terms of a true favorite tonight, this is a good matchup. So we'll see what each team decides to try to do, as it looks like we are off. And what's the split? We're getting a Sank start, $20, and a mirror down in Link's house, though.
Nice mirror start off.
And I do appreciate the fact that they're just mirroring each other. We've got the tops starting Sank and the bottom starting Link's house. Makes it really easy.
Looks like we got a red crystal in Tower of Hera, vanilla green, and a 5 in or it was a blue crystal in desert.
And guards are part of the bomb pack, so really nice find there. We did see that our tier 1 is not great, just arrows.
Ooh, shovels.
Yeah,
also
that's scary. And it looks like, okay, Vortex is not going to scout the lumberjack, and just a piece of heart there on the lumberjack, so not going to need that later. I'm surprised we did get a really nice 10 bomb there off of the secret passage chest, and neither GGW or Shkoople deciding to go after Front of Escape, both instead going to South Shore. So
should be
not a bad idea, but
yeah,
I wouldn't have been shocked to see Front of Escape today.
I'm kind of loving the Cadence of Hyrule music coming up from Vortex.
Yeah, this of course was a change during the recent league season. This past main tourney, I think, was where it really originated. So there's a full list of approved MSUs for use on SpeedGaming. So Cadence of Hyrule is just one of them, and we do have a flute at the dam.
But only bombs inside.
We do, of course, have that early bottle, a Quake medallion, and a shield. That bottle, I believe, was filled with some goo, so nice little find early in terms of the safety, especially knowing you're probably going to come in here anyway for Quake.
Yep, and it's especially the blue goo, which is going to be super useful.
Mini Moldarm Cave. We got one of our rods. It looks like that is a fire rod, so nice little find.
Those Moldarms are not working very well for Shkoople over there.
Yeah, they decided to bunch up on the left side.
I didn't even know you could go through the top way that way.
Yeah, the mini mold worms are able to just squeeze on through. But there is early boots as well as a mushroom and another bottle, this time with red goo. Safeties are free today.
Always good to see. Especially since the fact that this is going to be an all dungeons run, so we are going to have to deal with Trinex, we are going to have to deal with Vitreous. It's going to be a fun run.
I will say it's very interesting. The OKDUDES strategy here with the routing wasn't very obvious at first, but Hitsu bailed on Kakariko pretty much immediately after hearing about the flute. Meanwhile, Vortex has been sticking with it, and while I get the idea of wanting to be able to single dip CAC as much as possible, especially with that flute activation, the boots are a nice little knowledge piece that Vortex was able to pass on to Scoople.
It doesn't look like there was anything on the trash ledge. We're going to check library. And just a little bit of love.
Yeah, we're not going to see that picked up. One of the things you really think about when it comes to these kinds of modes is, you know, if there's something in the way, you kind of just skip it. And there you go. So Vortex has those boots, able to tell Scoople, don't worry about checking library, I've got it. And this is one of the joys of this mode, is just having that partner to say, hey, switch it up a little bit, and, you know, you don't have to check this, or you should check that.
Yeah, the added benefit of the teamwork with the comms is definitely a welcome change compared to most races that I tend to commentate on. Ooh, those were power gloves.
Yeah, that glove out of Chicken Hut, really going to be a good find. But yeah, what you're seeing now is just that ability for Scoople to kind of just focus on a few elements. And interestingly, like, you know, I was saying how that the flute activation's nice for Team OKDUDES. It's also going to be nice, I would say almost better for Vortex in a sense, because he's going to get his flute here. He'll go back to Kakariko to activate it, but along the way, he's going to hit Bonk Rocks. Like, it routes very nicely for him to make that check there. Whereas for OKDUDES, one of them is going to pretty much be looking for that Sank start again to strictly hit Bonk Rocks.
All right, we're going to get a back of escape check here in a moment. See what kind of stuff we get here.
Yeah, and this will be able to inform kind of how we look at the front of Escape. But we got our first sword and the small key. And Vortex is deciding to just say, I'll still save and quit. I don't want to try to deal with the Dark Rat. Meanwhile, Scoople is going to clear out Blind's Hut still. At least, yep, going to go through at least getting Quake and get the shield. So... And there is early Death Mountain. That is a lot of Death Mountain. At this point, you know, what you're getting is you've got the ability to beat Hera. Unfortunately, Vortex, no fire, so I'll be curious what his thought is. Okay, so we're doing a tree pull. Oh, that's right. I didn't scout earlier, so this is his scout moment.
Fair enough. Gonna check chat real quick. Very Luck asking where the hookshot was. That was Bonk Rocks just now. Abauer 0815. How does co-op work? Do we have to kill Ganon, or is it if one of the team kills Ganon? All runners have to kill Ganon. And I don't know so much about the whole average time thing, because I'm still trying to learn that.
Yeah, so what's going to happen there is it's not based on who finishes first or second or last. It's going to come down to, just simply put, who's got the better average time completion. So take the 2 times for Team Go, take the 2 times for OKDUDES. Whichever is lower is your winner tonight.
Yep. And it looks like Casey just got a bow. Where was that? I wasn't paying attention.
That was on our mushroom.
Oh, that was our mushroom. Ooh.
Yeah, so nice little find there. Scoople is going to go for the mountain. I assume. Yep. Vortex is going to cover the other side of the checks here, getting that mushroom. A big piece of this, I think, is just based on the fact that Vortex still hasn't gotten the fire rod out of Mini Moldorm Cave, so this is the good sets of stuff for them.
Yep. Hey, by the way, you're never gonna guess where the powder was.
I missed it. Where was it?
That was Dark Room. Dark
Dark
Cross.
Cross?
Yep.
Ah.
Oh,
Getting
right.
a quick look at Dark World. I did see a pendant TR and a pendant ice. And was that our 5-6 at pod?
No, I think. Well, maybe. I thought it was Swamp Palace.
Might have been.
Definitely
I
not.
missed those two, so.
Oh, nope. Chad is letting us know the pod is indeed red. In addition to us trackers and us commentators, we have chat to keep everything on top of it, everything. So thank you, chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, our trackers tonight, we've got Jinxie Girl and Sarayu X. As you can see, the new layout for this season is great. It actually has not just our names, because like who cares about us, but it also tells you who the trackers are. They do all the good work.
Yeah, they're the stars of this, other than the racers today. So we're just providing a little bit of commentary here and there. Ooh, nice little hookshot pot.
Always interesting to see, which version of Harapot people do. I personally am a hook speed Harapotter as well, so I like that from Scoople.
So the other one is the bomb, right?
There's a couple of bomb varieties. There has been a newer setup found. Unfortunately, we probably won't get to see it tonight. But that also depends on everybody's comfort. We'll see if any of the other runners do the new Harapot version, or they're going with some of the older varieties.
Fair enough. So Canis Samari was just found, and it is with the old man. Oh, come on, Scoople, don't let Trolldorm get you.
I will say this is what you're seeing is especially from Team Go. Like, I'm not entirely familiar with all of OKDUDES, but I can tell you that Vortex and Scoople are very practiced NMG runners, and that was like that's how Scoople pretty much just approaches that fight in general. Like, for Fighter Sword Moldorm, you really are quite aggressive in the NMG. So
Very
I will
good
say
show.
it's interesting how that Scoople did skip out on Old Man for now.
Well, who knows? Maybe if he finds the lamp right around here, he might be able to give that information to Vortex later.
Yeah, I know that's one of the easier dark rooms, so I'm kind of surprised that we skipped out on that for now. But Vortex is going through Eastern Palace, going to get that green pendant and probably Saha right after as well, as Scoople continues to clear out Death Mountain.
Yep, and chat already knows what's in Paradox. We just found the info here.
And the hammer.
Yeah, hammer's going to be upstairs, so let's see which chets that is.
So we got a lot of options here. We've got Dark World. And really, I mean, what are we looking at? Pod's going to be an easy clear. Thieves and Skull aren't going to be too bad. So all the options just opening right up tonight on this one.
Ooh,
I think Vortex has enough for one fire rod shot here, so just enough to light that torch and make this an easy dark room. Scoople realizing I'm out of bombs. Let's buy them. Interestingly, Vortex, I don't think really has found anything of note here in Eastern Palace. So on the plus side, you're getting that dungeon clear. It's just the fact that, we didn't get anything out of it, and it's possible that somebody on OKDUDES will just pair Pod and Eastern together.
Yeah, that sounds like the play here. All right, here we go with the Narmos fight.
And of course, on script, very nice for a heart container, so that's a good find. And of course, our green pendant. We'll get to see Saha's closet as well as the green pendant turn in as Spiral Cave gives us the bug net.
Maybe we'll see some fairies.
Shkoople's gonna go get his bow. I'll be curious to see how Shkoople approaches this next step. But Hitsu is going into Dark World. Hype Cave start. We'll see where his first play is. He could make the left or the right play, as Shkoople's not far behind on this either.
And there's our Dark World confirmation, because I did not see that the first time.
We are getting Hype Cave, as Shkoople's also going to hit there. Looks like. We'll see if either of them goes to Pod or if they both head towards Dig Game. Hype Cave just giving us some love, and that's it. Really not a great Hype Cave today. I do not expect to see either of our other runners follow in their teammates' footsteps on this check. I mean, I might say the most hype thing about that cave is the fact that our runners got some health, and that's not saying much.
Yeah. I mean, all of our runners here are pretty good. Can do Master Sword Silverless on, what, Green Mail, 7, 8 hearts, typically?
I mean, sure, just don't tell us we have to.
I don't think we're going to get there, but this is the kind of stuff that we can expect from these kinds of runners.
Yeah, nobody enjoys the expert item pool. We deal with it if we have to. So Hitsu did head towards the Pod area, is going to hit this Saha and probably Eastern right after. So gonna double up on the dungeons, whereas Shkoople did decide to still go to the west.
Nothing in Cave 42 stay.
Meanwhile, GGW is going to give us Skull Woods area, so there is the other play here. Unless there's, and there's nothing really that either of them miss by staying away from the K45 Stumpy check. So Team OKDUDES is going to give us a lot of new info here with Palace of Darkness and Skull. On the plus side, Vortex does get that Cane of Samaria, and Shkoople's like, okay, I gotta go back for it. And that is one of the things, you're talking about these low percent plays. We did, we have been getting through, or recently got to the end of the SG Live online portion, and what the online portion of Link to the Past was the spoiler tourney. And, Vortex was actually one of our competitors in that tournament who made a deep run. So, definitely one of our runners who is used to this kind of setup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those spoiler opens were fun to watch and commentate on. I believe the last 4, I can't remember who the last 4 was. I think it was Vortex. I know it was Zelga and Gamachu. I think it might have been, I can't remember now. Shady Force, that's who it is. Ooh, Thieves Town.
Yeah, when you have the boots, I definitely appreciate the idea of doing Thieves Town first from Vortex's standpoint. Gonna do Thieves, hope for maybe some health, maybe a sword, maybe half magic, something to make Moth. Oh, hey, there you go. There's a comfy Moth now.
Amorstrass with Mothula? Well, GGW can do it.
Or do that. That works just as well. And there's a free heart. You know, that's a good find for today.
All right, that's 2 bosses that have given heart containers, by the way. Too much vanilla going on. We need some more randomization going on here, guys. Come on, come on!
Meanwhile, Hitsu in the basement of Pod, working through the turtles.
Ooh, we got that small key pretty early in Thieves Town.
And we're about to see another boss as we've got Shkoople and Hitsu both in Pod. As GGW is finishing up with the Skull Woods, just, you know, looking for those, making sure we get both those items before we head out. And I really do like the routing from both Shkoople and Hitsu here. You know, you get that big key, you get 2 small keys on the right side, just immediately, you know, go hit Helma first. We can come back for the back and the rest of the front afterwards.
Well, if we needed to top up on bombs, we know that we can go to Helmstar for it.
Now, GGW, instead of proceeding into the Village of Outcasts, is going to give us these North Dark World checks. These are really easy to isolate, so really appreciate the thought here on this one. We'll see if anything comes of this. And up next, King's Tomb, while Hitsu's working through the rest of the pod checks now, and Vortex is down to just the last little bit of Thieves.
Ooh, nice little payday there in the big chest.
Yeah, and if he goes, you know, if he does Skull Woods into North Dark World, that could lead to Quakefish and all the rest of, or at least, you know, the Zora area.
Very true. You know, we're almost 30 minutes in, and we still have yet to find the, Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, I didn't see things right. Forgive me, guys. Very nice going on up there with blind.
Yeah, very nice. Sticking to script. That's sticking to the script, and that's what you always want to do.
I think that was a no hit run.
Yeah, also didn't get touched. And there's Titan's Mitts in the back of Pod. Those are in logic without the lamp. So we don't know where this lamp's going to show up, but not a bad find for Hitsu. Yeah, but for anybody curious on division, this is our Skull Woods division tonight. This is their kickoff game of the season. The rest of the division has played at least 1 game so far.
I like how we're talking about divisions and teams, and it makes me giddy that there's more than just physical sports that can do stuff like this.
Of course, this is just our Invitational League. We do have a whole open league as well this season. So plenty of rando across the board. If you want to see tons of all dungeons co-op. Guess what? This is going to continue for the rest of the week.
A little bit of cape safety there. Okay, so it looks like right now it looks to be a lot of retracing at the moment.
Yep. As soon as you know that like the mitts are there, you know, Vortex and GGW are clearly going to finish up these thieves and skull checks since that was their thing. But for Scoople and Hitsu, you know, they have the important info to say, yo, this is what you want to get. And realistically, there's no reason why Scoople and Hitsu don't beat Eastern. Actually, especially Hitsu. Nobody from OKDUDES had done Eastern yet, so this is kind of new territory for them.
Very true. In that, let's go ahead and get these commands out. Make sure to follow the runners today. We've got Vortex, Doom, Hitsu, Scoople, and Gannon's links in the chat. You can also follow Jinxie Girl and Savior X, who are tracking for us today. Also be sure to give Radical here and myself a follow. Jesse's a really good, an awesome racer from everything that I've seen, and just kind of starting it, so.
That's the joy of this, you know, is just a lot of this all is just, you know, people from all skill levels, you know, it's not, and that's the joy of the open league even, is just, you know, there's that opportunity to learn. Vortex having to be a little careful here. Luckily, gonna already burn that potion.
Gotta love them safeties. An unused potion is a wasted potion.
Pretty much. Remember, folks, it's not a safety if you don't use it.
Alright, so I gotta figure out how to do that pop thing with the Stalfos in that room. I could do it with the arrows, but the two, it still confuses me.
It has a lot to do with how far down you go in the room. And what you're seeing here is like Scoople was a bit behind Hitsu going into Eastern and Pod, but just because of the fact that he's able to just, you know, he's getting that early info from Vortex, he's just saying, we're done, I'm going to keep going, I needed the big key, and that was it. That'll finish off Skull Blitz for Vortex. I think he might do the North Dark World into Pod at this point. He knows he wants mitts now, so probably rushes that play. Yep, it looks like he's going to hit the North Dark World as well as scout the bumper ledge. Got the info that Scoople found that cape, so...
Sorry, I'm kind of jamming to the music at the moment. Ooh, we're gonna get a Meyer Shed check.
Yeah, I like this new piece of info. I'd almost... This is a weird play I would almost... I'm really considering suggesting, but like... I'd almost also be interested in doing Ice Palace, even without the flippers right now. Obviously, the only thing we're really looking for there is going to be the Ice Rod, maybe a medallion, but could be a nice little pickup.
Very much so.
That is Quake, though, from Meyer. So Hitsu's going to check out Desert first, maybe hoping to get Silvers or a Master Sword or even a Lamp. Low percent Meyer is not exactly the most enticing. Although we're getting pretty healthy. All of our runners actually really starting to pick up the hearts.
Yeah, very, very good to see, you know, all the extra life here. So if we didn't have the boots, we would have had to find the boots, because Big Key was sitting there on the lantern in Desert Palace.
Yeah, it looks like Hitsu is going to fully clear the front before going to land Molus. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see if both of our, if Hitsu and Scoop will decide to go from here into a full clear of Mire next. See how gutsy our runners are.
All right, so it looks like we found basically all of the items at this point. None of the dungeon items for Desert Palace. So, Hitsu's going to go straight for Land Mollusk now, knowing that either the map or the compass is going to be with them. Easy little crystal check. I'm finding that Shkupel and Hitsu are like tit for tat at the moment, and Shkupel seems to be just barely catching up.
Yeah, just a little bit of the fact that Scoopel was the runner for Go into Hera. So like Scoopel has Hera that Hitsu doesn't, whereas GGW has Hera that Vortex doesn't. So just some little minor trades between them.
So Hitsu getting tossed around there by the lasers here.
I do see mention of a dead ped. I very much agree, but there is still a very, very long shot there. The ever so never happens sword on ped with the other two swords locked behind Master Sword.
Ugh.
It's like the rarest thing ever, but when you've seen a double sword on tablet seed, you hate that it happens.
How? Okay, as far as randomizer chances, how often could that happen?
The fact that I've seen it happen means it can, it just won't. Like, I'm saying it just to give chat some hope.
Oh, there we go with the second arrow. Checkerboard Chave. Chave. Okay, mouth. Just 300 rupees.
So Hitsu's gonna head up the mountain, skipping out on Mire. Meanwhile, Scoopel, there is our gamer move right now, heading right into Mire. We're gonna get to see some Dark Mire, it looks like, and Fighter Sword Vitreous.
Oh boy. Homemade beer in the chat. Flippers on Laser Bridge. Ice Rod in GT. Yeah, no, let's not hope for either of those, please.
Well, and that's kind of why I'm surprised. Like, if you're thinking about the idea of taking down TR first trip up here, I'd almost be, especially with your current equipment, I'd be a little bit more on the side of beat Ice Palace. Maybe that has your Ice Rod and guarantee a little bit higher of a chance of a single dip of the mountain. Or TR in general. Like,
Fair enough.
I would feel pretty bad for Hitsu and OKDUDES if they go up here and Ice Rod is somewhere else and he goes through TR. Meanwhile, it looks like Scoopel did have a variety of Godmire. Yeah, looks like a spike chest Godmire and is going straight for the basement.
Nice. Okay, that's the fourth bottle for Hitsu. We got a book as well. So that should be nice. Oh, I missed it. What was TR just now?
I did not catch it myself either. We're getting ether from everybody. So we don't even have an option to go in. We need an ether medallion, folks.
Yep.
And ironically, we're going to get an ether tablet check, which is nothing.
Delightful. Looks like we're gonna make an ice cavern check here. I had to be really careful not to say ice palace and ice cavern mixed up. I do that way too much. No, just $50.
It looks like Vortex is setting up though for the water walk. I'm wondering what all he wants to do. Okay, so we are getting a bomb jump version of the Harapot here. Looks like that is the Philly pot variety. That's one of probably the second newest version. I would say there's a newer version that was recently discovered that I would say even is a little simpler than Philly pot somehow. So,
Hey, guess who's doing ice palace?
I like it, and right now Scoople in the middle of his fight with Vitreous, going to town with those arrows.
Oh, that was close. Bye-bye, Vitry.
So Scoople will be heading back in. He's still got some items to find out of Misery Mire. And yeah, I really do like the Out of Logic Ice play here. I know that you're still, like, one of your 2 Go Mode items, now 3 Go Mode items, is Flippers. But there's just a good chance that one of the other 2 is here. And this is a very straightforward dungeon to take down.
Ooh, compass in the icebreaker chest. Ooh, wait a minute. Heatsy's doing the spike cave. Yeah, just a little bit of love. GDW does have Super Bomb. So, looks like we're going to get a PF check.
Yeah, I like this. You know, when you really head for this as well as the Pyramid Ledge, so good pairing here.
Love it. Big key found in the room just above big chest. Big key leading to small key. Lovely. Scoople has apparently snagged ether.
Yep.
I didn't catch it where that was.
Somewhere in Mire. Was that the bridge or the arena? Yep, and there's the second item in torches. So closing out the Mire checks, nicely done. And it looks like we're gonna get Checkerboard and Agina probably next up on Scoople's side.
Yep. Chat also
I don't think we've seen Agina.
Chat also letting us know that we have a progressive sword in PF. So now GDW, the first to have the Master Sword.
And depending on where the rest of our Go Mode kit is, this could be a big find for OKDUDES, because even if, you know, they get another, like, if Master Sword is on the route for Go, it's still a little bit out of the way. And right now, well, I guess Scoople might be one of our next runners to check Pyramid Fairy. He's the other runner with both of our 5/6s, or the runner on Team Go with 5/6 crystals.
Uh-oh.
Easy fight.
I was a little worried. Like, not gonna lie, I was kind of scared there for a second.
Nah,
But
plenty of help.
Yeah, Vortex getting the blue pendant now. Ha! Silvers with King Zora. I get just some old man kisses.
Yeah, and it looks like based on Shkoople's route, he'll probably get these same checks that GGW hit. So gonna get his Master Sword and probably continue the rest of the way to getting his silvers. The question then becomes, I think Vortex probably gets silvers before Meyer. Like, Vortex has enough dungeons left over at this point that benefit from silvers. Whereas Hitsu is definitely getting through most of the arrow dungeons. And unfortunately, does he go all the way to Zora for that?
Yeah, very true. Well, Fat Fairy gave us a bottle bee.
And I have to say, Jinxie mentioning, how has nobody done front of escape? Well, here we go. Shkoople doing front of escape.
I kind of like it. I mean, no flippers, not too many dungeons left. Might as well do it.
By the way, I'm going to call this out now. Chat, anybody in Invitational League, here you go. Hammer Vitreous. Hitsu doing a very nice job just exploiting the damage boost to get as much damage on those eyes. So Vortex getting the unfortunate news that it's Ether. So he's like, okay, I need to get over to Meyer soon.
Yep. I didn't happen to see what was in Bloomerang chest. Probably nothing good.
I haven't seen anything really come out of this. Although another sword. Oh, wow. So 2 swords just hanging right there at the, right around escape.
And now we're going to see a Dark Cross check again. What did I say was in here last time?
Powder.
Powder, that's right.
I believe we saw the bat for nothing. I want to say GGW did check that earlier. We have not seen any of the Smith chain. None of our runners are too keen on the Smiths yet. Partly because the runners who got mitts got it over in pod, while the runners who were in Vu found nothing. So realistically, there's just not an item of any worth over there.
And GGW now finishing off with Cold Stare here.
It looks like Shkoople, it had kind of routed around a little bit. Was thinking about going to Kakariko, possibly Village of Outcast for the Smith chain. But then I don't know if this was a communication between them or just realizing, wait, I should do these checks first real quick. So Shkoople making his play over to Quakefish and probably Zora.
Well, unfortunately, the quality that we have here in the commentary booth is not the best. I think that says 814 rupees.
Yeah, no, he's plenty. He's good on money for the end of this seat at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like Hitsu is going to go for the mountain at this point. We're running out of real options besides Smith Chain, and realistically, I think that means TR is going to have an answer. Whether or not it has an Ice Rod, I have no clue, but this has something we need right now to advance the rest of the seed. And this is going to be good timing. Vortex getting the info from Scoopel saying, hey, we got silvers, you got Tempered Sword, here's all the stuff you need to really get through the end of this seed. Now, Vortex might decide to only get one of them. To be honest, he might say silver saves enough time, or Tempered Sword saves enough time, and I don't really need to spend the time on both. We'll see what he does. Yeah, and okay, so he's got the mirror ready. Which one is he getting? This might just be... He's going into Hyrule Castle, so it looks like he wants the Tempered Sword.
Well, never discount that King's Aura check if he does find the flippers later.
The problem is that the longer this goes, the less likely I see him going for it. Just a hunch. Okay, I like the idea of at least getting the half magic here. You know, I was thinking maybe Scoopel should be into TR. Because really, Hitsu's the only one giving us new info at this point.
Oh, hello, there we go. Yeah, I did not see that Hitsu had gone into Turtle Rock.
Actually, oh... I was about to say, no, this... I'm trying to think of the logic that we're still... Like, we don't have a lamp yet, but I don't think Ether is lamp locked, at least, so...
Chain Chomps are the worst.
Meanwhile, GGW is going to have a pretty easy Vitreous fight. The only worry is not enough arrows to get through it, so gonna have to do some spins to start this fight.
Man, that is a blue potion used.
And now out of silvers. But still... Oh wait, Hitsu gets the flippers. Looks like we had flippers in Lava Chest, so yep. Everybody's saying flippers are in TR. Guess what? You are right today. That is the location of the flippers.
Oh boy. That was Homemade Beer who made that prediction earlier too, I remember that. And he's saying $50 in Compass Room, Myers, Lamp Locks.
Yeah, that's what I had thought was what was lamp locked, so Ether Medallion was not in that case, so yeah.
Nice.
So Hitsu bails on TR without checking the back after getting the flippers, and I would have thought with that kind of play we would rush Swamp, but instead Hitsu into Thieves Town. But that's 6 crystals apiece on Team Go's side. Currently, OKDUDES, 5 dungeons for Hitsu and 7 for GGW. So we're tied up 12-12 on the dungeon count.
Oh, Scoople is gonna do some hammer pegs, do the Smith check real quick.
Yeah, Team Go kind of trying to stay away from TR at this point. At this rate, I think they both might end up there at the same time.
I don't like the looks of this.
Smith only giving us some more money.
Ooh, time for the bat check. Love. Just love.
Nice zero cycle Vitreous there from Vortex. The joys of having a tempered sword, and I think that's why that was his focus over the silvers, honestly. Tempered sword is just going to make the rest of this game that much better, so he's not as concerned about silver arrows. I will say it's a very interesting discussion. I'm trying to just, take little notes of the discussion here. Should Hitsu have left TR at that moment? I'm not sure myself. That's a really hard one. This is really depending a lot on this ice rod, and I think the one thing I really... Oh, there's our lamp on the purple chest. The one thing I will say is I would have liked to have seen Hitsu really exploit those flippers at this point.
Oop, wait a minute. I think we might be seeing a TR play from Scoople here.
Looks like Scoople's heading there, and GGW is as well. GGW knowing about the flippers. Scoople, at this point, is hit all the old checks for Team Go are done. There isn't anything unchecked right now on Team Go's side. So this is the only play that has to lead to something. We'll see how far Scoople decides to go with this play. Yeah, this is the part that I'm really struggling with, The fact that Hitsu is playing dungeon catch-up right now, I understand why, because he had a slight deficit in terms of his partner, and you definitely don't want to see that compound any further. But the fact that we're still looking for an ice rod, I really think there's reason to have had him go into swamp and just assume that, do one or the other, like either continued in TR or went into swamp. So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents on it. But at this point, Scoople is into TR with 6 dungeons done. Vortex is heading to TR as well, knowing that there's got to be something here. And meanwhile, GGW getting through the front of TR as well. So both or pretty much everybody converging on those flippers. I would not be shocked to see at least one member of Team Go stay in TR. Particularly maybe Vortex in this case, but Scoople being the first one in and has a potential to reach Laser Bridge before Vortex. I think it's in their best interest to have Scoople stay in.
Vortex is going in there now.
That's the thing. Both Team Go knows that progression's here. Vortex has done all 8 of his dungeons that are possible right now, and between him and Scoopel, every check's done. And at this point, Hitsu's done his 8th or 7 dungeons and is able to just say, let's go for Swamp. So here's the Swamp play incoming. And there are the flippers for GGW, who is also bailing. Yeah, this looks like Team OKDUDES is playing for GT at this point.
Yep.
And Team Go making the same call. At least for Scoopel. We'll see if Vortex does the same.
Scoopel's now heading over into Skullwoods, it looks like.
Yeah, Scoopel's going to play a little bit of dungeon catch-up with his Skull play, and then probably meet in Swamp. And yes, chat, I know you were all getting to see one of your favorite types of seeds, the infamous Ice Rod Hunt. And yeah, that's the thing. We only have one team that actually knows where the lamp is. Scoopel finding that on purple chest. But yeah, I'm going to be very curious how Vortex plays this. Is his thought the same as Team OKDUDES to just bail after the flippers?
Nope, looks like he's going further.
Yep. And I will say one advantage on Team Go is the Tempered Sword right now.
Yeah, that is true.
It's something, you know, like the dungeon counts are pretty much identical now, or are identical, but the benefit of having Tempered Sword is undeniable at this point. And I will say, to Shady Force's point here, Team Go is down to just TR, Swamp, and GT. And technically, I guess, flipper checks. Whereas Team OKDUDES has left a lot on the table between Smith Chain, front of Hyrule Castle. Like, there's a few extra things that are on the table there that could be, you know, just those added hanging things to worry about.
Yeah, with those extra checks, it could mean possible delays, possible disaster, even.
Well, as OKDUDES, we've got both runners on that team getting their Argus fights on. And Argus is not the answer, so the big question, do we see OKDUDES head straight for GT?
I'll see in a moment. Now, Scoopel going into Swamp Palace, while Vortex Looks like he's going to go as far deep as he can here in Turtle Rock. Time to go make those lasers. Wow, that was a nice bow.
Yeah, that bow dash is always a great little tech. Vortex gonna have to be careful, down to a heart and a half. There's our small key. We got 2 checks left for this ice rod.
Oh, come on. Oh!
Butter!
Not what we were looking for, but the butter sword is nice. Okay, so that is red mail that's sitting there on a floating island.
Yep.
Nobody's getting that, I don't think.
Well, and the danger here for OKDUDES is I don't know if they get that sword on Laser Bridge.
Oh, we'll have to see. Alright, so some unfamiliar lingo. LSS.
Left side swamp. The 2 most annoying chests in the whole dungeon, and pretty much in any dungeon, besides Warren Key mode.
Fair enough. Oh, guessing game. Shoot, wait. Where's the fire rod? Or the, fire rod, not fire rod. Big key.
I mean, if you want to put in 2 numbers, chat, you can put in 2 numbers. We're looking for 2 things. We need a GT big key, and we need an ice rod. Are they both in GT? If so, where do you think they are?
I'm just gonna go for the usual Bob's chest. Oop, that's a riot shield there on the torch.
Interestingly, Hitsu is going to skip Ice Pals for now and also join his teammate in the GT play.
Fair enough. So 1 through 5, nothing.
And GGW is going with the full left play. It looks like... So this is the idea, is Hitsu's going to join in GT, and they're both going to be clearing this at the same time.
So, Shady Force, asking where the other progressive swords are. We have both of them in the Hyrule Castle Escape.
Yeah, we had, of course, the early sword in... I don't even remember anymore.
Back we had...
Oh yeah, first sword in Back to Escapes. We had a sword in Pyramid Fairy, the sword at Zelda Cell, and of course the most recent one being our Laser Bridge sword.
Oh,
so Hitsu into GT as well. On the right side does get 2 keys in Hope Room, so is going to be able to make the full play on the right side.
Wait, so that brings me to ask, did Kitsu ever go into the Back of Escape?
None of OKDUDES went in the Back of Escape. Or, wait, Back of Escape? Yes.
I only see the one sword with Hitsu.
No, Hitsu's got 2 swords. He's got Master.
Oh.
He did Pyramid Fairy right before coming up for GT.
Oh, there's our big key. What check was that, by the way? I wasn't paying attention.
It's hard with co-op. That's why we kind of don't pay attention to numbers.
Well, but Bob's chest has the Arrow of Destiny today.
And wow, this is quite the interesting play from Hitsu. Going immediately into the climb, doesn't even care about the rest of the checks in the basement. This is really kind of dangerous. It's a gamble. One of the potential spots for this Ice Rod right now is, of course, either behind Ice Armos or in the GT Big Chest. My biggest concern here is just the number of things still left for OKDUDES. Like if it's not on the climb, then I guess the question just becomes, where do you go first? Like there's just too many checks for this team. Whereas like Vortex and Scoopel have done maybe what you could call over checking, but like they've had a process and they're sticking to it. So, you know, one of these strategies has to give sooner or later.
What is GGW doing here?
Tile room. We got an item in here. Why not?
Oh!
There's the ice rod! Oh my gosh! Oh, wow. Is Hitsu gonna keep going?
Looks like it. Oh no! Okay, Vortex is now gonna make the GT. All that waiting just to see the ice rod sitting right there. Oh goodness.
And here we go. GGW now having his ice rod and GT Big Key is bailing on GT, gonna go beat Turtle Rock. And the big question, will GGW check the rest of Laser Bridge? Does anybody know GGW's preferred check order of Laser Bridge? Will he check chest 4 or will he start from the top and get the small key early?
Alright, so Vortex is now going into the tile room. Is skipping the ice rod.
This is normal. This is a normal route here. The question is, will at least one of them do it before the climbing of each of them?
So you remember how I tried to guess who was going to win at the very beginning of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm totally wrong now.
I have no clue. Like I said, these are always going to be some hard races. This is the nature of the Invitational League. You're going to see this week in, week out for this whole season. Okay, Scoopel into GT as well. Going to go and get Hope Room. Since he's kind of following in Vortex's footsteps, does he hit Tile Room?
Nope.
He's skipping it for now.
I just hope that the both of them think about that later. Feels like one of those things where you'd really miss it if you don't pay attention.
Google knows he wants the big key, so like this makes some sense.
All right, so
I don't think he's gonna continue the rest of the way on right side. He is going full right. Okay, I was wrong. My one concern with this play is just the fact that they're gonna hit Ice Armos around the same time, and I have to assume one of them begins to climb if the other one starts Tile Room.
Let's hope so.
And GGW does check the rest of Laser Bridge, finds a third sword. This is massive for OKDUDES.
People are speculating in the chat if GGW is going to tell Hitsu about Laser Bridge.
Always the joke about, you know, your teammate and how much you want to help them. We'll see how that plays out. And of course, remember, Hitsu does have 2 other dungeons to complete besides these, or besides Aga Tower. So gonna have to also make a trek right back up to GT. And Scoopel and Vortex are both doing Tile Room. Or wait.
Nope.
Scratch that. Vortex is gonna do the climb. And
Vortex,
Scoopel...
hey. Oh no! Don't do this. Oh, I didn't even bother to check if Kita didn't grab the silvers, if I recall.
He did not. So
so our top screen runners, no silvers, bottom screen.
And I mean, the big deal here is, like, Hitsu's doing all this still on Master Sword. Okay, so there's the information for Vortex. And he bails. Okay, so Vortex only getting through those first couple of rooms. He knows, I need to hit Tile Room. I'm doing it now. So the opposite approach to Hitsu. So at this rate, GGW definitely in the lead of our 4 runners. Well ahead of Vortex and Scoopel, just based on the TR clear and now into the GT climb. This is really going to come... So, like, I think if I had to rank it right now, GGW looking to be probably first place of our runners. It's really going to come down a lot to this Hitsu versus Vortex and Scoopel.
Definitely looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. We are getting just over an hour right now, so hey, guys, if you want, be sure to give our racers here a follow. Their Twitch links are in the chat. Our trackers today, Jakesy Girl and Siriu X, doing a fantastic job at making sure everything's tracked and keeping an eye on things for us when we're not paying attention or we're talking too much. I know I do that a lot. And then, you know, follow for me and Radical Sniper would be super great. Radical has been doing this for a good while, knows everything. I'm just kind of new at this, learning everything as I
having fun
doing the commentates.
Now, one of the things that, you know, what I'm saying with this whole GGW and the furthest ahead right now, what this means is if we're looking at if we're looking at GGW finishing first and potentially Hitsu finishing 4th, the big question starts to become the gap between GGW and Vortex or Scoopel. Because however much GGW beats them, they would have to beat Hitsu. And realistically at this point, you know, Hitsu's gonna go to GT, get his Ice Rod, go right back to TR, and then have to also beat Ice Palace. But he's got Aga Tower done. So, whereas Vortex and Scoopel are doing TR into GT climbs.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a... and it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say.
And yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Hitsu can actually get 2nd place at this rate.
We're going to make our validation here.
There's nothing there. Who cares? Oh my gosh. Okay. Or just get the arrow refill even when you were on 30. Sure. Thanks.
Oh, you know what? Hey, we got that validation. He too knows not to collect that to go up to Agatu.
Well, Hitsu's already done both
Oh,
Aga
yeah.
Tower and GT.
Yeah, no, sorry. Forget what I said.
He's just on pendant clear mode.
It's been an hour plus. My brain is starting to fry at the moment. Oh, it's a boss container on Trinex. Oh, that puts Vortex at the most health.
So Scoopel getting out of TR, a little bit ahead of Vortex, so... But realistically, Scoopel and Vortex should be pretty much right on top of each other, one after the other.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, GGW into his final dungeon has an Aga Tower climb to go before getting to fight Ganon.
Now, I think I only saw 2, maybe 3 blue balls on the Aga 1 fight.
Can't
trying to
say
pay
I
attention
paid
to
too
that.
close attention to the Aga 1 fight.
Ooh, those lasers.
I will say, GT, you know, you're talking 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes for all this. Pretty much balances with Hitsu's TR, and then it's an Aga Tower versus an Ice Palace. The 3 of them all look pretty even on time. We do know where the lamp was. It was on Purple Chest.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else made the Smith into Purple Chest check.
And yeah, in terms of Hitsu and a better than Master Sword fight, Hitsu will probably and most definitely be getting that sword on Laser Bridge, provided GGW, his partner, told him where it was.
Oh my god, I was afraid that Red Guard was going to kill GGW there.
Now, if this was a practice race and it didn't count for anything, I can pretty much guarantee you GGW might have said nothing about swords and just said where the key was. But when you get to the real thing, you definitely help your teammate out a bit.
Yep. One thing I learned about these division league things. So if you're in the Invitational, you're not in the Open, right?
Correct.
Okay. So while we'll see some of the amazing races that we're going to see here, we're probably going to see a lot of the newer racers in the Open League. So be sure to check out the schedule for that.
Yeah, some of those open races will be here on the SpeedGaming networks, and also the ALTTPR League channels. So ALTTPR League, there's at least 1, 2, I think there might be a 3 and a 4 as well. That's a lot more volunteer driven, so they are always looking for restreamers for those races as well. And it gives a great chance for, you know, the open runners to get a chance to be on a stream. So, but do watch those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
and yep,
always
Hitsu does get that sword.
Yay!
So, and that's the thing, you know, you see Hitsu get into TR about the same time as Scoopel and Vortex are into GT, and, you know, TR even just a little bit faster than a GT climb, so looking good for Hitsu here. Gonna just have to flute and go to Ice Palace.
Alright, so Scoopel did not validate, Vortex did.
And here we go. Ganon now for GGW.
If you were a burrito, what burrito would you figure you'd be? I would be a spicy barbecue burrito. And now I'm hungry.
Unfortunately, GGW missing on the 1-and-1 there. But, oh, I really do like that little use of the Smarty Block. And so gonna, I think, still get the 1 cycle phase 2. Yes, nicely done. And yes, after, so both Scoople and Vortex are going to be doing Aga 1 now. Hitsu just has to take down Cold Stare. Already has both Agas dead. And as we said, you know, GGW just on to his final little bit here to take down Ganon.
Oh, did I misread that? Chat is saying barbacoa, not barbecue.
Yeah, barbacoa. Sorry.
What is barbacoa?
But GGW does take down Ganon. Just going to have this bridge to cross. And finishes. There we go. GGW finishing first overall tonight with a 119.39. Get your GGs in chat for GGW. As we said, this does come down to average time. The tough part here is really Vortex and Scoople are still, you know, a couple of minutes behind before they even finish, you know, this. And really, they're in line with Hitsu. So this game really does look like it is in the favor of OKDUDES. So Scoople entering into his Aga 1 fight, as Hitsu is about to be dropping into the Cold Stare fight. Very nice distance on that hook speed from Vortex, by the way.
Well, there's Ice Palace done. So now it's just a matter of teleporting and getting to GT. Or not GT, Ganon.
Yep, so we're going to see a save and quit here from Hitsuyan. It's going to put him right on top of the pyramid, drop in, and fight Ganon. So, love that little detail about this portion of the game. So, looks like he's going to even drop in before Scoople.
Well, you know, I think this might be it. I mean, we don't have silvers, but
Either way, like the big problem here is already Team Go is 3+ minutes behind GGW. They would both have to beat Hitsu, or specifically the second runner, in this case what looks to be Vortex, would have to beat Hitsu by 3+ minutes, and that just isn't going to happen at this rate.
Yep.
So it looks like it's going to be a decent finish, a close finish overall, but definitely OKDUDES in the better shape to win this first game of the season.
GGW with the collection rate of 124.
Oh, and this is going to be an interesting piece for Hitsu, not getting the torch glitch and doesn't have the lamp. Just realized that one, but Scoople does take down Ganon. Very nicely done. Gonna be just in front of Hitsu at this rate. And there we go. Scoople finishing second overall with a 1:23.49. Get your GGs in chat for Scoople. But that, as we said, that's 4 minutes and 10 seconds behind GGW. So at this rate, Vortex would have to beat Hitsu by 4 minutes. Or just over 4 minutes.
And it doesn't look like it's going to be that.
And yeah, Hitsu had a potion, so gonna have plenty of magic to get through the end of this fight.
There we go.
There's the pig down for Hitsu, as well as Vortex back to back on the kills. So there we go. Hitsu finishing third with a 1:24.51, and Vortex right behind with a 1:24.56. Get your GGs in chat for all of our runners tonight. Very nicely done. This does mean that Team OKDUDES will get the win tonight in their first game of the season in a very close race.
Yeah, this is super fantastic to watch. And now we should be seeing at least everybody showing up.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody or who's all available for interviews. So we'll see that momentarily. And we'll get to talk to some of our runners and, you know, try to parse out this seed a little bit. I do know the system's been a little delayed today, so it might take a little bit longer for those invites to get out to them, but hopefully we will be joined by our runners shortly. But as we're waiting to hopefully get some of our runners in tonight, just want to take a moment to take a look at the schedule for later still. In terms of the rest of tonight, we do have one race coming up on SpeedGaming at 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got, I believe this is the first game of the season for these two teams. We've got Divine Beastie Boys versus Don't Forget to Track Us. For Divine Beastie Boys, we've got Fear Agent and Gamachu. And on Don't Forget to Track Us side, we have PRD Wong and Flip Heel. Should be a great matchup. On the call for that race is going to be Drawsy and Homemade Beer, with Relkin and Toffile on the tracking. So great race still coming up tonight. I do highly recommend checking that one out. Divine Beastie Boys was one of our final four teams last season with a slightly different arrangement, so definitely check them out. Don't Forget to Track Us, I believe, was just outside of the playoff picture last year as well. So two great teams. In terms of races for the rest of this week, tomorrow, right now, we have two races on the schedule. Not sure on restreams yet, but we do have Last Location Years versus OK Game tomorrow at 3:10 p.m. And at 6:10 p.m., we have Perfect Unadulterated Gaming Squad versus Shack Tools Digging Game. So I know the Perfect Unadulterated Gaming Squad, or Pugs, made some noise in the offseason, as that is the team of Dante, Andy, and Airy. But Shack Tools Digging Game, also another well-known mainstay, with Ace Zero and Asger going at it. So 2 great games on the schedule tomorrow. As soon as we know about restream stuff, we will be sure to have that information available. I will see if we can get them in for an interview. They did not get an interview. Let me see if I can get them into this server real quick. We have been having slight technical difficulties on the bot side of things recently, so apologies for that delay, but looks like just getting that invite into them now, so hopefully they'll be able to join us shortly. Apologies once again. And I do see, it looks like GGW and Vortex in the waiting room, so we should have some runners with us.
Oh, what's up?
Yo, we got GGW and Vortex. Thanks, guys, for joining us. GG's.
Yeah, thanks, GG.
Oh, GG.
And we are also joined by Hitzian. Thank you, GG.
GG's.
Yeah, he was all Hitsu. He just totally made some interesting calls and it worked out.
Yeah. Shkupel won't be joining, by the way, but he does want to let everyone know how much he loves Rando.
I mean, I figured based on his file name, that is just who he is.
Yeah.
Well, I love Rando.
I do want to ask, you know, actually, especially OKDUDES on this one, bailing on TR, you know, getting the flippers, what kind of went into the decision to bail at that moment?
It was because it was just ISWAT for go mode and 4 checks against like 20, I don't know how much, honestly.
Yeah,
I just count the keys in GT, like 20 checks against 4.
I was originally just gonna do Mimic Cave and Big Chest, just because I knew we had to. So if that wasn't a key, then like Shkupel could skip it entirely when he came back. Because I would like at that point we weren't sure who was going to be back to TR first, and he was behind at that point. So I felt like it was totally fine for him to leave. But then when I was there, I just talked myself into continuing.
Yeah, so you know how like in chess, like you have to refer to like previous games from like the past to like figure out what to do? Well, Hitsu remembered this game where Gamachu found flippers in TR and then immediately left and got the ice rod, so he just decided, you know what, if it works for him, it's probably gonna work for me.
I don't know why when Hitsu decides to do, you know, whatever Gamma would do, it just works. And I'm
okay, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. We were pretty happy with how we played it. We were like, obviously, it's very different if like Shkupel goes up the mountain first with Ether, because like I was definitely going to go into TR, but I didn't. I was missing that one. Other than that, like, you know, like Smith Chain it's not like super likely, but it's also not that slow. He got the lamp out of it. Like every extra thing he did got him like the silvers and the lamp. So it was always like, well, you only lost a little time doing that. But The only bad call I thought we made was Scoopel. Like, we probably should have had Scoopel just do tile room before getting the big key, so that we weren't literally doing Ice Armos at the same time.
Well,
that obviously wouldn't have made the difference.
You could have done what we did, which was Hitsu just mirror and go climb, and then just not get the ice rod, and then reclimb the mountain.
I didn't reclimb the mountain because I was like,
you were just entering the
almost
gauntlet, I think.
Yeah,
At that moment where he
and
told you.
It probably actually didn't make much difference whether I continued or left, but
When I found Big Key, I just said YOLO. GGW can do tile room. I still have an ice palace to do.
By the way, surprisingly, fourth sword for OKDUDES was in Zelda's cell, so...
Well, there's only 2 items in the front, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, Scoopel got that with Pyramid Fairy, and I ended up going and getting it too, because I wasn't getting silvers.
Yeah, we figured that was an either-or decision for you.
Yeah, I have to get one of those swords, and then was really angry at the fourth sword on Laser Bridge, but... But yeah, GG's guys. It was a really fast early seed. Like, most of the stuff we did over you guys. We did way too early to have made up the difference. So we weren't that close to go mode yet. So,
well, I can tell you we didn't win on execution. That's for sure.
I did see Hitsu's Ganon fight.
That was really good, dude.
Yeah.
I will say
nice
one of the things.
Yeah.
I was just waiting that I can just finish 3 seconds ahead of you.
I appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
I will say, for what it's worth, Hitsu, the Vitreous Hammer fight, very good strat there. Showing it off ahead of the eventual Swordless Week coming up later this season. So just have a lot of bottles and a hammer.
Oh, one thing I will say I was happy about that probably no one noticed was I got 0 rush mimics on my first mimics room, and I wish that was my only one because the second one was terrible, but I got potential sub 6 mimics. So
I thought that looked a little different from what I was used to. I was like, that looked pretty smooth.
It's stupid and fast, but mostly stupid.
I mean, what else? Why wouldn't we do those kinds of things?
Yeah, that's why we play Rando, because it's sure not to find the items, obviously.
Yeah, of course not.
But yeah, GG's again, guys.
Yep.
I'll be on the sidelines on Friday at 6, I believe is the other game. So
yeah,
Scoopel and Monkey.
And then who's going for? Sorry, who's going for OKDUDES?
Me and Salazar.
Okay. Anything else from our runners?
No, thanks for the restream, all that. So
awesome.
Yeah, thanks for doing comms and all that stuff.
Yeah, as I said, we do have a race in just a little under an hour tonight. So I will say make sure to head to SpeedGaming at 10:40 p.m. or a little bit before for that race between Divine Beastie Boys, and don't forget to track us. Really shaping up to be a great final race of today. But with that, I'm going to let Kianto take us out for tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no, thanks for being able to race for us and show us, all the good stuff that you guys do. All right, so we come to the end of the stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming to Speed Gaming 3 to watch the Invitational League of the link to the past randomizer. Be sure to give our followers a run. Their links are in the chat. Vortex with Dune 97, Hitsian 1337, Shkupel, and Ganon's Gone Wild. Also, be sure to follow our trackers, Jinxie Girl and Seiryu X, who did a fantastic job at tracking everything for us today. And of course, you know, a follow from me and for Radical Sniper here would be super, super great. Radical Sniper, also a wonderful, fantastic racer from what I'm watching, and you know, I'm just starting out. And with that, you know, that'll be the end of the stream. So, SpeedGaming 3 will be raiding here shortly to one of their other channels, and you guys have a wonderful night. Take it easy now.